Betwabo, beautiful people. Betwabo. I forgot to take my headpiece out. Sometimes it acts a little crazy. Who is able to advise the Spirit of Yahuwah, Yahweh? No one. All right, Betwabo, trainer, Tiffany. Betwabo, Sawubona, ya, Sawubona. All right, beautiful people. Today we are in Isaiah chapter 40, 41, and 42. It is day 175, Wednesday, June the 17th, 2020. Let me just say this real quick. While you're watching, I'll put this out at the beginning. Betwabo, Nikki, Betwabo. All right, so I'm talking with my close family, like my mom, my siblings and stuff. Like we talk like on a daily basis, trying to keep abreast of everything that's going on and just preparing little things, just, common sense things preparing. But we've been looking at some of the things, did I watch Huda's video about? No, I didn't. Somebody mentioned something yesterday about it, and they was talking about the origins of it, and it kind of perked my ear. I didn't even know Huda did a video, Tiffany. But I'll watch that. Or send me the link, text it to me or something so I can go right to it. But somebody mentioned a couple things about it. I'm like, what? So I think it's a little. We'll talk about that another day. Okay, but with some of the things that's going on and the protests and them trying to kind of like control the crowds and all the riffraff being mixed in and the infiltration of everything, like in Seattle. My brother is in Seattle. It is like really bad out there. I'll post a little link down in here today. Fox did a news clipping about what was going on. It's not funny, but it was funny the way they was talking about what was going on there. They said they done blocked off like 6 blocks of the city and they like completely taking over. And they said we got a Lord of the Flies situation out here. It wasn't funny, but it was funny the way they was talking about what was going on. I'm like, Father, forgive me, I shouldn't be laughing. But, I was laughing so hard. My stomach was almost hurting. Like, I was cooking when I was listening to it because I couldn't believe that the newscasters was talking about it the way they was. It was like 5 of them, and all 5 of their faces was up there. I posted down there so y'all can see. I'm like, this is crazy. But anyway, with the power outage, with the there's a lot of different things going on. I know you can't hear it because I told you not to sit down here with me. You can go in there in the dining room. But with the outages with the phones, because my phone is still acting crazy. I got T-Mobile. We've been testing different things, and we can only really use our phone while it's on Wi-Fi. And granted, we paid our bill. Everybody pretty much paid their bill, but something is Hey, turn it down. Something has happened. I don't know. Maybe they're doing upgrades. I don't know. I tend to think it's a little more than that. Some people say, we got to do with the 5G. I don't necessarily know that because when I looked at the outage map coincides with where they're having the protests at, where they're having the most trouble. I'm like, they're pulling the corridor and sanitaire up here. They ain't really having problems. They're purposely cutting it. Remember before when we got to talking about like things that was happening in the art of war, like you gotta cut communications, you kind of like block them. If certain things that you do, I was like, I see what they're doing, so more people are being affected. But anyway, I said all that to say they shut down our Walmarts in the city like all day long. Like you can't go to Walmart, or they just shut down at certain times. Monday they open. Oh, okay. I don't know, but I ain't really looked into the Walmart. I have my theories and some information that I have about what they're doing with the Walmarts. But we was talking, was like, okay, let's get serious for a moment. Okay, if it so happens that we can't talk to each other, maybe phone lines go down, landlines and cell phone lines. We like to expect the best, but we prepare for the worst because we kind of spread out a little bit. I was like, okay, so like my mom's in Georgia, my sisters are across the water from me, so we kind of separated, but I do have other family on their side. I was like, okay, if something happens, not saying it is, but just planning ahead for if it does, okay, what are we going to do? Like literally they were almost, unless we have like CB radios or something like that, I was like, we need to do something to where like we're all on the same page at the same time every day. So what we first decided to tackle that spiritually. So we decided to put in like a daily prayer time. We just put it from like noon to 1 hour. So we'll know if it happens. And we kind of put it in practice already. So we're already practicing it. So that if communications is shut down and it gets bad or whatever, you know what I'm saying? She loud. Bella, you gotta turn that down some. Or you gotta go upstairs. It's too loud. Hold on, y'all. Okay, you can't leave it up too loud like that, okay? Leave it just like that. Okay, sorry. Thanks for letting me know that, Tiffany. Yes, I'm talking on this. So, who was like, all right, well, we know we all hear from Yah. So, it was like, okay. So, daily we'll just have a prayer time from 12 to 1 p.m., you know, so that way we're all on the same page at the same time every day. And we also decided to add a fasting day, you know, just for some extra oomph, you know, just in case, so we can hear, because fasting actually helps you hear clearer. So we chose Wednesdays to fast. And I'm doing water fast, but what we did, we're fasting just the daylight hours, because some of us may not be in a habit of fasting, so it might be kind of hard. You may be only able to make it a few hours. So it's thinking about that, because other people might be joining in with us. So on Wednesdays, we'll fast for the daylight hours. While it's light outside, we just drinking water. Or if you got health issues or something, fast how y'all leads you to fast. But we're doing like just water for the daylight hours. When the sun go down, you can eat. But this is just something that's easy for everybody to do, to kind of unify and be on the same page like every day, and adding a little extra in the middle of the week. So I just wanted to say that if you want to join in. So, but yep, that's that. So let's go ahead and get in the reading for the day. Jeremiah, please turn it down. It's already loud coming through here. Okay. All right. So Isaiah chapter 40, y'all. I thought it was in my spot. All right. Comfort ye, my people, saith Yahuwah. Speak ye comfortably. Thank you. Speak comfortably to Jerusalem, and cry unto her that her warfare is accomplished, that her iniquity is pardoned, for she hath received Yahuwah's hand double for all her sins. The voice of him that crieth in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of Yahuwah, make straight the desert a highway for our God. Every valley shall be exalted, and every mountain and hill shall be made low, and the crooked shall be made straight, and the rough places plain. Now we see this statement, prepare ye the way of Yahuwah, make straight the path. We know this originated here, back here in Isaiah, who he was talking to. We'll also read it again in the New Testament. But verse 4, every valley shall be exalted, and every mountain and every hill shall be made low, and the crooked shall be made straight, and the rough places plain. And the glory of Yahuwah shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together, for the mouth of Yahuwah hath spoken it. The voice said, cry, and he said, what shall I cry? All flesh is grass, and the goodliness thereof is as the flower of the field. The grass withereth, the flower fadeth, because the Spirit of Yahuwah bloweth upon it. Surely the people is grass. The grass withereth, the flower fadeth, but the word of Yahuwah shall stand forever. O Zion, that bringest good tidings, get thee up into the high mountain. O Jerusalem, that bringeth good tidings, lift up thy voice with strength. Lift it up, be not afraid. Say unto the cities of Judah, behold your God. Behold, Yahuwah will come with strong hand, and his arm shall rule for him. Behold, his reward is with him, and his work before him. He shall feed his flock like a shepherd. He shall gather the lambs with his arm, and carry them in his bosom, and shall gently lead those that are with young. Who hath measured the waters in the hollow of his hand, and meted out the heaven with a span, and comprehended the dust of the earth in a measure, and weighed the mountains in scales, and the hills in a balance? Who have directed the Spirit of Yahuwah, or being his counselor, have taught him? With whom took he counsel, and who instructed him, and taught him in the path of judgment, and taught him knowledge, and showed to him the way of understanding? Behold, the nations are as a drop in the bucket, and are as counted as the small dust of the balance. Behold, he taketh up the isles, a very little thing. And Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor the beasts thereof sufficient for a burnt offering. All nations before him are as nothing, and they are counted to him less than nothing, and vanity. To whom then will ye liken Yahuwah? Or what likeness will ye compare unto him? The workman melted a graven image, and the goldsmith spread it over with gold and casted silver chains. He that is so impoverished that he have no oblation chooseth a tree that will not rot. He seeketh unto him a cunning workman to prepare a graven image that shall not be moved. Have ye not known? Have ye not heard? Hath it not been told you from the beginning? Have ye not understood from the foundations of the earth? It is he that sitteth upon the circle of the earth, and the inhabitants thereof as grasshoppers. And the inhabitants thereof are as grasshoppers, that stretcheth out the heavens as a curtain, and spreadeth them out as a tent to dwell in, that bringeth the princes to nothing, and make the judges of the earth as vanity. Yea, they shall not be planted, yea, they shall not be sown, yea, their stocks shall not take root in the earth. And he shall blow also upon them, and they shall wither, and the whirlwind shall take them away as stubble. To whom then will ye liken me, or shall I be equal? Saith the Holy One. Lift up your eyes on high, and behold, who hath created these things, that bringeth out their hosts by number? He calleth them all by names, by the greatness of his might. For that he is strong in power, not one faileth. Why sayest thou, O Jacob, and speaketh, O Israel, my way is hid from Yahuwah, and my judgment is passed over from my God? Hast thou not known, hast thou not heard, that the everlasting God, Yahuwah, the creator of the ends of the earth, fainteth not, neither is weary? There is no searching of his understanding. He giveth power to the faint, and to them that have no might he increased strength. Even the youths shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. But they that wait upon Yahuwah shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. Isaiah chapter 41. Keep silence before me, O islands, and let the people renew their strength. Let them come near, then let them speak. Let us come near together to judgment. Who raised up the righteous man from the east, called him to his foot, gave the nations before him, and made him rule over kings. He gave them as the dust to his sword, and as driven stubble to his bow. Turn it down a little bit, Bella, just a little bit more. He pursueth them, and passeth safely, even by the way that he hath not gone with his feet. Who hath wrought and done it, calling the generations from the beginning? I, Yahuwah, the first, am, and with the last, I am he. The isles saw it and feared. The ends of the earth were afraid, drew near and came. They helped everyone his neighbor, and everyone said to his brother, Be of good courage. So the carpenter encouraged the goldsmith, and he that smootheth with the hammer him that smote the anvil, saying, It is ready for the soldering. And he fastened it with nails, that it should not be moved. But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend. And won't y'all just go ahead and underline that, highlight that, because it's going to constantly repeat that for the next few chapters, that Israel, listen. But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend. Remember when I told you when we get to Isaiah 53, it starts talking about his suffering servant? Okay, so think about that now. Be paying attention now as we start in here through 41, as we lead up to 53, because in these previous chapters, it tells you who the suffering servant is. I just want to point that out if you weren't paying attention, because traditional teaching in the church will teach you that Isaiah 53 is about JC, and it's not. It's completely not. If you read in context and read enough of the scripture, it tells you who it is, because it's a story. It's leading up to where it's leading up to a point. Okay. Isaiah 41 verse 8, I read it again. But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend. Thou whom I have taken from the ends of the earth, and have called thee from the chief men thereof, and said unto thee, Thou art my servant. I have chosen thee, and have not cast thee away. Fear thou not, for I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy God. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing. Jeremiah, turn it down a little bit more. She wants upstairs. Thank you.
Sorry for my obnoxiousness.
Thank you. It would rattle the chip bag. Sorry, y'all. Verse 11, behold, all they that were incensed against thee shall be ashamed and confounded. They shall be as nothing, and they that strive with thee shall perish. Thou shalt seek them, and shalt not find them, even them that contended with thee. They that war against thee shall be as nothing, and as a thing of naught. For I, Yahuwah, thy God, will uphold thy right hand, saying unto thee, fear not, I will help thee. Fear not, thou worm Jacob, and ye men Israel, I will help thee, saith Yahuwah, and thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Remember, Yahuwah is the Holy One of Israel. Jeremiah, take her, sit her over there. Don't start stomping and stuff. Behold, I will make thee a new sharp threshing instrument, having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shalt make the hills as chaff. Thou shalt fan them, and the wind shall carry them away, and the whirlwind shall scatter them, and thou shalt rejoice in Yahuwah. Thou shalt glory in the Holy One of Israel. When the poor and the needy seek water, and there is none, and their tongue faileth for thirst, I, Yahuwah, will hear them. I, the God of Israel, will not forsake them. I will open rivers in high places and fountains in the midst of the valleys. I will make the wilderness a pool of water, and the dry land springs of water. I will plant in the wilderness the cedar, the shittah tree, and the myrtle, and the oil tree. I will set it in the desert. I will set in the desert the fir tree and the pine, the box tree together, that they may see and know and consider and understand together that the hand of Yahuwah hath done this. The Holy One of Israel hath created it. Produce your cause, saith Yahuwah. Bring forth your strong reasons, said the King of Jacob. Let them bring them forth and show us what shall happen. Let them show the former... Don't do that.
I didn't even touch it. I didn't even touch it. The phone didn't even touch it.
I'm about to send you both upstairs. Stop. Let them bring forth and show us what shall happen. Let them show the former things what they be, that we may consider them and know the latter end of them, or declare us things for to come. Show the things that are to come hereafter, that we may know that ye are gods. Yea, do good or do evil, that we may be dismayed and behold it together. Behold, ye are of nothing, and your work of naught. An abomination is he that chooseth you. I have raised up one from the north, and he shall come. From the rising of the sun he shall call upon my name, and he shall come upon princes as upon mortar, and as the potter treadeth clay. Who hath declared from the beginning, that we may know, and before time that we may say, he is righteousness. Yea, there is none that showeth. Yea, there is none that declareth. Yea, there is none that heareth your words. The first shall say to Zion, behold them, and I will give to Jerusalem one that bringeth good tidings. For I beheld, and there was no man, even among them, and there was no counselor that when I asked them could answer a word. Behold, they are all vanity. Their works are nothing. Their molten images are wind and confusion. Last chapter for today, Isaiah chapter 42. Get down, stop. No, you're going to wait a minute. Isaiah chapter 42. Behold my servant, whom I uphold, my elect, in whom my soul delighteth. I have put my spirit upon him. He shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles. He shall not cry, nor lift up, nor cause his voice to be heard in the street. A bruised reed shall he not break, and the smoking flax he shall not quench. He shall bring forth judgment unto truth. He shall not fail nor be discouraged till he have set judgment in the earth, and the isles shall wait for his law. And thus saith Yahuwah, he that created the heavens and stretched them out, he that spread forth the earth, that which come out of it, he giveth breath unto the people upon it, and spirit to them that walk therein. I, Yahuwah, have called thee in righteousness, and I will hold thine hand, and I will keep thee and give thee for a covenant of the people, for a light of the Gentiles, to open the eyes of the blind, to bring out the prisoners from prison, and them that sit in darkness out of the prison house. I am Yahuwah, that is my name. And my glory will I not give to another, nor my praise to graven images. Behold, the former things are come to pass, and new things do I declare before they spring forth. I tell you of them. Sing unto Yahuwah a new song, and praise him from the end of the earth, ye that go down to the sea, and all that is therein, the isles and the inhabitants thereof. Let the wilderness and the cities thereof lift up their voice. The villages that Kedar doth inhabit, let the inhabitants of the rock sing. Let them shout from the top of the mountains. Let them give glory unto Yahuwah and declare his praise in the islands. Yahuwah shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yea, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies. I have long time held my peace. I have been still and refrained myself. Now will I cry like a travailing woman. I will destroy and devour at once. I will make waste mountains and hills and dry up all their herbs. And I will make rivers islands, and I will dry up the pools. And I will bring the blind by the way that they knew not, and I will lead them in paths that they have not known. I will make darkness light before them, and crooked things straight. These things will I do unto them, and not forsake them. They shall be turned back, they shall be greatly ashamed, that trust in graven images, that say unto molten images, ye are our gods. Hear ye deaf, and look ye blind, that ye may see. Who is blind but my servant, or deaf as my messenger that I sent? Who is blind as he that is perfect, and blind as Yahuwah's servant, seeing many things, but thou observest not, opening the ears, but thou hearest not. Yahuwah is talking about his people. He said, you got eyes, but you can't see. You have ears, but you can't even hear what I'm telling you, because they're sinning, they're worshiping graven images. And he said, this cannot be. Verse 21, Yahuwah is well pleased for his righteousness' sake. He will magnify the law and make it honorable. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes. No, stop. Jeremiah, take her upstairs, please. Take her upstairs. They are for a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith restore. Who among you will give ear to this? Who will hearken and hear for the time to come? Who gave Jacob for a spoil and Israel to the robbers? Did not Yahuwah, he against whom we have sinned? For they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient unto his law. Therefore he hath poured upon him the fury of his anger and the strength of battle, and have set him on fire round about. Yet he knew not, and it burned him. Yet he laid it not to heart. All right, my beautiful people. Sorry for the interruptions. They're getting up earlier. So that was our reading for today. Isaiah 40, 41, and 42. You can continue reading ahead if you like. But just remember, keep everything in context as you're reading, because all this is like connecting back. And like I said, it's explaining who his suffering servant is, right? And once we get to that, I'm going to point out a few more things. How when they relate the suffering servant to JC, there's some things in there about the suffering servant that could not possibly relate to JC, because it said that he was without sin, but it talks about how the suffering servant has sinned. And I'm like, okay, nobody caught hold to that. All right, so with that being said, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. This is day 175, Wednesday, June the 17th, 2020. Go ahead and do the blessing found in Numbers chapter 6, verses 22 through 27. And Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his sons, saying, On this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, May Yahuwah bless us and keep us. May Yahuwah make his face to shine upon us and be gracious unto us. May Yahuwah lift up his countenance upon us and give us his peace. And they shall put my name upon the children of Israel, and I will bless them. All right, beautiful people, I love you, and I will see you bright and early in the morning. Peace.